Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Easy Things to Draw. Today we're going to go over how to draw the Terminator from the Terminator, 1, 2, Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator, what's that new one? Genisys that's going to come out. Even if you want the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which I never saw, so I have no idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw just a regular head with kind of an exposed eye, that kind of Arnold character like in, I think in number 2 and 1. Where you have his face and you have kind of the exposed eye version of that. And then we'll go over the regular one in maybe another video. But I'm going to be using this calligraphy pen. And I'm also going to be using a regular pencil. I'm going to be using actually this. What do you call this? Sorry. This mechanical pencil to kind of do the underlay portion of it. So I'm going to do the underlay portion, then I'll talk to you guys, and then I'll do some of the inking, and I'll talk to you guys. So it's going to be back and forth, so stick around. Okay, so basically I tried to pencil out Terminator, and I was trying to put like several different marks all over his head to kind of like, this is when he was like the shrapnel hitting him and things like that. The pencil line that I'm using right here is pretty thin. It is malleable. I definitely can move it if I need to. I'm kind of doing that Arnold likeness, but not that much. I'm not like doing like a portrait of Arnold, I just want like a general, his type, strong dude. That's pretty much it. Kind of strong jaw for the most part. And, he's got some hair up here, the neck, the jacket that he had, number 2, maybe, just kind of the top of it. But that would be kind of my general pencil line. See, and I think I have enough in here to start inking with my inking pen. I don't know, I could use this first. I know I said I was going to use a calligraphy pen. This one. I might actually go into it with this first, to be honest, and then finish it off with this. So that's actually what I do. And let me actually start right now. I'm gonna go into the eye first because I like getting the eye out of the way. I feel that's usually the first thing people look at. So if I have that down, I feel like I have some sort of confidence there, a little bit. I'm going to go to his eyebrow. Also going to make that pretty dark. Because this is an inking, it's going to be, you know, like I said, the majority of the blacks are going to be very black, you know. There's going to be no value change or anything. Connecting things up there. He's going to have a regular human eye on this side. Kind of this, it's kind of his bags of the eye a little bit. I kind of trace those out. That's so much what you call that. There's always some folds coming from this portion. Going down to the nose. Kind of a generic wide nose. The laugh line over here. Side of the head. He's got that kind of Herman Munster forehead. I'm throwing in lines. Like for solid lines, I'm putting a very solid, like black line. But for stuff like this, like turning corners, I'll throw little flicks like that, like nothing per se really solid. You know, and I don't want to do too much of it either. Like the laugh line right here, I have to be very careful with it. He has it, but he's not like an old man. He's not like right now. This is probably him from like T3 or something, or T2. Like he's not like right now. Right now he's old, you know. But back then he wasn't. That wasn't the character. The character was not ancient. Go down here, the philtrum. That's what you call it. I think that's what you call it, the philtrum. Tracing at the mouth. Sides of the mouth. Underneath the lip. Brow line over here. Okay, I'm going to keep working on this side, and then I'll get back to you when I go to the robot side. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with just the line art on the right side here. I mean, his mouth, I think this side right here is a little bit higher than that side. So I'm going to try to fix that a little bit. Let's see. A good idea sometimes is to stand up and look over it, because I know it tends to become kind of weird at certain angles, you know, or you're staring at it too long, you don't realize something's crooked. And that's what I did right now. I got up and looked at it through the camera, and I'm like, this side is too low, this side's too high. But sometimes you can't fix it, and it's just like, you know, little mistakes that you can't really fix sometimes. Sometimes you can, but I'm gonna go over here. Circle of that robot eye, that's important. This is much more mechanical on this side, obviously. This thing was torn open. So you have to be a little bit more careful. I'm going to start tracing out areas over here. And I'm going to trace the lines. I'm not going to fill anything in yet. I'm just going to trace that with this thin, like I said, pen here. If you want to know exactly what pen I'm using something called the Prismacolor Premier. It's called the Fine Line Marker, which honestly it's just a fountain pen. But they call it a fine line marker. It's not that different from the regular pens that I've used, honestly. So just kind of take that into consideration. It's not that different. It's okay. It's got a very fine point, though. That's something that's good. So I'm going to trace out the lines over here, and then I'll go back to you, and we'll get into the filling in parts. Okay, so we're done with pretty much of the line art. I'm going to grab this calligraphy pen, and I'm going to start kind of going into the darks. For example, right here around his coat. I'm just going to fill that in. I tried kind of filling it in before, just couldn't do it. And I'm going to look for the blacks, the really darks, and below his neck, there's usually a shadow below that. These kind of large patches of black that I just couldn't get before with that other pen. And gonna keep going over here. This side of the calligraphy pen is kind of dying. That means the whole thing's going to kind of die eventually. Hopefully it'll make it past this drawing and a couple other drawings. I'm going to go over here. So you have to understand that when he was torn out, it's kind of showing this eye cavity thing. And that black is going to be a really big part of the design. A lot like you have to always think of the blacks involved in a lot of these, especially like inkings. Inkings is so important. The darks are really important. Right here, the inside of the coat. That's a large mass right there to fill in. And I might do what I usually do, which is, I'm going to fill in lower lip. Down here. A lot of the darks are really the blacks, like here. They usually kind of anchor the drawing or inking. They anchor the picture. What I'm going to do right now, actually, another thing is I forgot to do this. Hold on. That might make his nose look bigger, but there's a shadow underneath his nose. I'm going to actually erase the pencil lines. They've been there and they kind of do interfere. So I'm actually going to grab a gum eraser and I'm going to try to delete. Wow. I'm going to try to erase as much as I can. Ooh, it hit a black there. It hit a dark and it just kind of like skewed it. I have to be careful. Be very careful because some of these, I don't think they're wet. I don't know what's wrong, but one of them came off pretty strongly, so to be very careful. Still a little bit left over here. Well, the camera didn't move too much. Alright, I'm going to continue going into the darks here, and then I'll describe afterward what's going on. Alright, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Let's go. Alright. I also pulled back this pen to kind of like, go back to like maybe minor details over here and over there, just kind of where there's nicks and cuts and Just kind of anything I feel like would be more beneficial to make a little bit more complex, you know? That's kind of what this is for. This is a little bit more easy to control because it's kind of a flat pen like that. It's not, it doesn't give way like this calligraphy pen. The calligraphy pen, I'm using it for larger swatches, but it has this give, you know, like you can't control the thickness of your line very well like you can with this. So that's kind of why I ended up doing that in that section. I will do one last thing, honestly, and this is kind of nerdy, but I'm gonna grab a marker and I'm gonna give him that red eye he has. This is a Sharpie. I'm gonna give him that red eye, honestly, just because I want to. I just want to. Anyways, you know what I could do? Now that I'm looking at it, I could shade in. I'm gonna do that. Just a little bit of the robotic section. Just gonna give a little bit of value, just so it separates. So one thing will separate from the other. One surface will separate from the other. I will do that. So that would be it. Those are the only two I am going to do. Okay, I want to do more. Alright, almost. Just separate it a little bit. Just separate. I should make that one blue. Now, alright. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you later. Please, if you have any questions, post them below. If you have any suggestions for what else to draw, all that stuff, I will talk to you later.